YouTube show, full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. A little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, you gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with a Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. How are you? A bit breathless. I just ran to the fridge for my cheese. Not a euphemism in any way. Let me just... Yeah, I just wanted to show you a Portuguese runny cheese. That's a nice rhyme, isn't it? This morning after... Well, of course, Portugal winning the top cheese trophy. We are the big cheese, officially, literally. Last night on the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club over on GMP TV, we ate soft cheeses as well as drank our favorite winter warming wines. And I want to show you the texture of this cheese. And I found out why it is called amanteigado. I think something along those lines. Antonio, please help if you're hearing my plea, my pronunciation plea. But I'm going to poke my cheese a little bit later. Show you this fabulous texture because I just fell in love a little bit more deeply with Portuguese cheese last night. Nice bottle of Cartuja Red from the budget end of their range. Really nice Alentejano, full Alentejano, full-bodied red. Some, from, of course, the Alentejo, as the name might suggest. And some Ceia cheese from the Serra Estrela mountain range. Ceia is a place in that part of the country. And which we've featured as a Portuguese point of interest, of course, and Portuguese cheese is this week's Portuguese treat as well. So it's all coming together very nicely. How are you this morning? We'll be talking more about other kinds of food as well. Lovely pictures of people's loaves. Oh, Marcus, Bill and Marcus, you've been busy. And you've got some produce, as you might call it, an eggplant, as you might call it, aubergine, please. And I think Jason might have something to say about that. You're not allowed to buy it unless you call it aubergine. Or berinjela is probably even better, isn't it? A fabulous picture of some of the produce you've taken from Quinta Essencial, where, of course, Jason is he's the big cheese over there, along with Oreo. And Paddy and Bella. It's Bella and Paddy, isn't it? The donkeys. We will find out about how they're doing, all of them, the whole family over there at Quinta Essencial in a little while. Lee might pop in. You never know. He's quite mercurial, is Mr. McGrady. Mercurial Mr. Grady. And Matty is promising to have a shower and then join us on the studio as well. He's a German, so he may well turn up naked. That's not the naked Twister picture. This is no, and these were the conventual. We haven't heard much about these this week. That went on as well, didn't it? But it seems like the cheese event completely overshadowed the big sweet event over in Alcobaça. So, but Pam, if you've got any pickies from that, did you go to that? Did anyone go to that? Oh, and I've had my first Christmas party invite. I had a nice Christmas party invite from Portugal, the place who are probably some of their team were at that event over the weekend. I think it was last weekend. So all of that to come this morning. Jace is joining us. Jason is joining us soon. And I think we are going to get a donkey update, possibly, as well. No, maybe not. No, yes, no. Who knows? They might have gone into town on their own, or they might be in a nativity play, possibly. But just very quickly, actually, no, let's not keep him waiting. He's out in the countryside waiting to talk to us. Let's give him a nice big round of applause. And we'll come back to why Samuel L. Jackson is considering reprising. Oh, well, thinking of doing a certain role again to do with aeroplanes. This time, TAP and a flight that came into Ponta Delgado, which has caused a bit of a stir. Let's give him a nice big round of applause. And a big old cock-a-doodle-doo to you this morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you? Mr.
I'm not
McGrady.
too bad.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad to see you. I think you might have a little bit more time for us this morning than Lee McGrady. Let's see how this old rascal is as well. Morning, Lee.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, mate.
Man, how are you? Let's have a quick update from you then, Lee. On your way to work in Lisbon this morning, how is it?
It's a bit cloudy, a bit misty, a little bit cold, but nice enough.
How are
Not
things with
complaining.
you? It's snowing in the UK. We've got a video from Jackie of snow in the UK. Yeah, how are you doing, mister? I haven't seen you for a while.
I had a message off my daughter this morning. She's Rochdale area, and she said it's quite bad.
Really?
They're not on top of it yet. So it's first snow of the year. They're always
Catches
slow,
them
aren't
every time. Yeah, it catches them every time in the UK, doesn't it? They want it, then it comes, and then they'll be complaining about it in a few days, especially when it goes that lovely grey colour, when it's mixed up with salt and everything and ruining the underside of your motor vehicle. Go on, Lee.
I think she's open to miss school today.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Is it? Then you can have a proper British snowball fight with stones inside the snowballs. Oh, happy times! Couple of questions for you, Lee. We need to give the Man United fans some help with their new Portuguese coach, and we know you're a big fan of football, so you'll be able to help us with that. And the Portuguese language. It's your two favourite subjects: football and the Portuguese language. All right, we'll come back to that then. He's not happy about that. What should we be doing in the garden at the moment?
Oh, weed control at the moment. They're everywhere. It's shocking. I think Jason will agree. I think Jason might have had his fair share of weeds where he is.
Is it the rain, Jazz? Is that what's happening? You've had a downpour and all the weeds have come back.
It's blue skies where Jason is.
Look at it, blue. It's beautiful there, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful here today.
Yeah.
How have you got blue skies and I've got this?
Complaining. Look at him.
I don't know, mate. Maybe move.
Maybe move. Yeah. How about that? So have you got too many weeds, Jazz, as Lee's suggesting there?
Yeah, the veg garden's not looking great at the moment, if I'm fair. And all the grass has shot up by about 4 inches in the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the donkeys are doing their bit down the bottom. I kind of do have donkey news, but I haven't got time to go down there today, unfortunately.
Oh, no, fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, it turns out that Bella is gravida.
Is she?
Yeah. So
wow.
That means she's left-handed.
Yeah, no. Kind of. Yeah. She's going to drop something. But yeah, she's the people who own the donkeys. Sarah and Alan came over, and they think that Bella might be pregnant.
Wow.
But it's going to be a while because gestation period can be up to 14 months.
Seriously, like donkey's years in every respect?
Yeah, donkey's years. Yeah.
Wow.
But, you sure she's not just fat living on your land?
Sorry?
You sure she's not just fat because she's been living on your land? All that good grazing?
Well, the Paddy, he's not quite as big. So they've been eating the same food. No, I think she is pregnant, which is going to be good. So I'm not entirely sure it's an immaculate conception, but I have toyed with the idea of calling the baby donkey Jesus if it comes out.
Of course. And that's going to be November, December, January, February, March of 26.
Could be next year. Yeah.
March of 26.
Could be, yeah.
That's incredible. Or early 26.
There's no because she hasn't had any tests or anything yet. There's no saying. She could be 3 or 4 months already. Okay. I'm guessing it takes a while for someone to be able to notice.
Yes. And that's why vets get paid the big bucks, because when you get back there with a massive pregnancy testing stick for a donkey downpour, that's when they're earning their money, aren't they?
You're earning your money, yeah. Definitely.
So weed whacking then, Lee. Anything else? Anything more exciting, delicious than that?
Oh, yeah, fruit trees are all coming into getting heavy with fruit, so start protecting your branches by taking a few off if necessary.
Right.
Treating for insects and bugs, feeding the trees. Yeah, all the oranges and lemon trees will need a bit of help this time of year.
Right, and we've got a guy called Helder Valente. He's a permaculturalist in central Portugal. Very interesting and funny guy. Always great to talk to when I've talked with him. and Mrs. M's chatted to him. He's got a lime tree auction at the moment, and he's doing quite well established lime trees at €35. A bit of an auction on Facebook. That's a bit of a bargain, isn't it, for a nice, well established, healthy tree?
Depends what size it is. Depends
Right.
what size it is. If it's, I imagine it's going to be around a metre tall for that. Is anything
Right.
over a metre? Then yeah.
It is.
It's a good
He
size.
says it's got a meter root on it or something. I'm trying to find it, but he's on Facebook somewhere with that. If you want a lime tree from Helder, let me know. But yeah, that sounds about right. It's well established.
Yeah.
It's about a meter high, and they were looking lovely.
It's a good price for a metre. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And how long? If someone buys a lime tree of that size, how long before they'll have some decent fruit on it? Do you think here in Portugal?
Oh, this year, once you got it planted and got it happy.
Seriously, how lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They start fruiting from really small. I know Carl's got one in his garden that's less than a metre.
Yeah.
And I think I've got a couple of lines on it already. And that's only a
all
baby.
you want, isn't it? Yeah, if you go out there of an evening and get a lime for your gin and tonic or your tequila or whatever, it's a lovely thing to get one from your own tree, isn't it? You don't need that many.
I learned something new this week off Jason's Facebook posts.
Go on.
Jason's got some large lemons.
Oh, the cedrats.
What's all that about?
I'd never come across it before, but one of my new customers has got one of the trees in a garden, and I thought it was just some sort of, I don't know, some sort of mistake. just some problem plant. Because they're massive and they've got no actual lemon in it, only a little bit of lemon. It's lots of zest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so with those, there's like a tiny little circle of fruit in the middle.
Yeah.
And what you'd normally do with them is you cut the whole thing into great big wedges, and then you boil it down, sort of 20 minutes at a time for like 8 days in a row, and you can make you make candied peel. Yes. And so when you have your bolo de rey and all of your traditional candied like breads and stuff like that, that's what you'd use. But I sold that one. That was.
Is that what we're talking about? What's it called again? What's the actual name of it?
So it's either called a cedrat or a trog.
All right, and you can see it's considerably bigger than a lemon.
Yeah, it weighed 2.2 kilos.
I didn't weigh the one that I took off the tree because it was breaking. It was breaking the branch. It was touching the floor, so I took it off the tree. And there's another dozen on the tree. But I took it off, and I had it in the passenger seat all week. I drew little eyes on it and a little face on it. It was the size of an house. It was massive. It was in the van with me for a week.
Did you call it Wilson? You could have called it. It could have been like Tom Hanks in Castaway and talking to your friendly little.
And so they grow up to 5. They grow up to about 5 kilos.
Really? So nice if you're selling by weight, Jazz, at the market.
Well, of course, yeah. That's how vegetables get sold. But there was a last slide there that you showed, which was the cover of a book.
Oh, okay,
which is called "The Land Where the Lemons Grow."
Yes.
And that was written by Oriel's mum.
Seriously.
Mother, and is considered to be one of the definitive books on citrus. Anybody who's interested?
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we've had.
She needs to write another one called "The Other Land Where Lemons Grow" and do one about Portugal now.
I think they've done a couple of books on Portugal. She's and so she's a very well-known writer in the UK.
Fabulous.
Highly recommend her stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we sold lots of citrus this week. We've had kefir limes, caviar limes, right. And so even like wholesale prices on stuff like caviar limes,
yes,
you're talking about 140 euros a kilo.
Wowzers! Okay, and it sounds like do you meant to grow these things, or are they some of them sort of accidental discoveries?
Well, I didn't grow the cedrat, and so we have a wonderful organic supplier.
Yeah.
And part of what they do is they have a heritage garden which has 65 different types of citrus.
Yes.
It's amazing. I go there and it's all planted in a spiral. So as you walk around it, And so it's not just a food garden; it's a fully ornamental garden as well.
A thing of beauty.
Yeah, it really is a thing of wonder. We're very lucky to be able to go there and deal with the people who run the place.
Yeah.
And so they wanted a outlet for their organic produce, and so we came to a really nice agreement.
Yeah.
And brilliantly, we get to highlight some more unusual stuff that even the head gardener Lee didn't know what it was. I feel like my work is done.
Yeah, it's always nice, though. And there they are. These are the caviar limes.
That's caviar limes, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? So very ornamental, and I'm sure this supplier must really be grateful that you love and respect what they're doing. What a lovely relationship, because the supermarkets might not so much, right? You're going to lovingly convey their wares to market and share them with a bigger audience who love making food in central Portugal.
Yeah, and and they're growing things on quite a decent level, but they are fully certified organic.
Yeah.
And so I know lots of people who grow food in an organic methods.
Yes.
But very few people actually go to all the trouble to become certified and go through all the rigmaroles and everything. And I think people who go that extra mile need to have their work recognised and rewarded if possible.
Yes, we need to cherish those people, as the farmers protest in the UK today, I think, is showing us. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
That's right. Everybody's coming to the point that they recognise that you need good food.
Yes, you need food. You need food, full stop.
But because of the price point of organic stuff, it's difficult for people to get going. And that would only change if growing by that method became the norm rather than the exception. And, and then the price of it could all come down. But we need people to start actually using these things.
Please do that,
in order to see any benefits from it.
Yep. Let's keep talking about it here. Oh, Matty's joining us now. So let's give him a He's put some clothes on, I think. You know what the Germans are like. He said, I'm having a shower and then I'll come on to the show. I said, well, there is a stage in between that, Matty. Let's see if he's sauna style or not this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. How are you guys?
Yeah, really good.
Good morning, Matt.
Good to see you at Quinta Entre Águas. It's a lovely full house this morning. I imagine Lee's got to go quite soon. So this thing about...
I was going to tell you about my trip to Everett, but if you don't want to hear about it, then I'll just go today.
Oh, don't be like that. I'm so touchy. Your trip to Everett, did you say, or Heaven? What did you? Which of those did you say?
We went to Everett this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And we stopped at a restaurant just outside of Everett by the racetrack, like a go-karting place. And that was excellent because all the food was from within 15 kilometres of the restaurant.
No.
And it was like buffet style. It was really good.
What's the name of it? Give us that again.
You know what, though? I don't know what the name is. It's right next to the go-kart track on the way into Everett. You come off the motorway, off the A6. It's one long street going in.
Right.
And there's a big go-kart track. You can't miss the track. And it's right next to that.
I think Évora and Viseu are duking it out for the top gastronomic spot in Portugal. Definitely great stuff going on in both.
Isn't there a big cheese festival up there at the moment?
It's just come and gone. It's come and gone.
It's already, but we did come home with some cheeses. Sandra got a bit wild and bought quite a lot of cheese.
Good for her. Good for her. I mean, it's amazing. I was reminded of this buttery style cheese last night. This is a Saya, and it didn't have pen and ink. When I got into the car, I said to the kids, "Do you want to smell my cheese like you do?" They had a good old sniff of it, and it was like going back to the 70s. And instead of farmyard smells that your parents told you were good for you, take a good deep breath of that, it's good for you. It was cheese instead, and it really cleared their sinuses. And my eldest even had a little bit. He held his nose, and he had to admit it was delicious. Once you get over that first attack on your senses, these Portuguese cheeses are amazing. Lee, Matty, we will come to you. If anyone's got to go, I know you're all busy. If you need to prioritize being on here, you just shout out and let me know. Don't struggle and suffer on the screen.
Yeah, I could do. If I'm honest, I could do with getting on because my part of being off-grid and self-sufficient this week resulted in my rear differential on my truck exploding.
Whoa, manly.
I mean, I've had better things happen in my life, if I'm honest. And so I had to go and buy a complete second-hand rear axle.
Good heavens, the things you do.
Complete with all the drive shafts and everything.
Oh, look at that.
And I spent yesterday taking the old one. I'd already got that one off the car.
Yeah.
I spent the day taking that axle apart, and I've 95% reinstalled it all on the motor.
You are so manly.
I've just got to connect the brakes up, get the wheels on, take it for a test spin. And
then blow the bloody doors off. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the only thing that hasn't fallen off it so far. So, what happens?
Just what happens when your back diff goes? I think is what you manly men call these things. What does it sound like? Does it sound like horrific?
It sounded like somebody playing with a bag full of spanners. Is what it sounded like. Lots and lots of clonking, and the occasional locking up of the rear wheels, which was fabulous. I was, as you can imagine, I was thrilled.
Yes.
And so the good news is I couldn't buy just the bit I needed. I had to buy the whole part. And so my stack of spares for my 30-year-old pickup is growing, so it's not all bad.
Well done, Matt. I mean, yeah, you don't really need that sort of unexpected item in the motoring area, do you? But well done that you could do that. I thought I was a legend because I changed a tyre a few months ago, but that is another level, isn't it?
It's all just nuts and bolts, isn't it? You just undo stuff.
Say that.
Clean it and put it back together.
Well, you say that, you make it sound easy. The best picture I saw of you of that adventure yesterday was when you had all the bits laid out and there was a bottle of Sagres next to it. And I thought, that is probably the most well-deserved beer ever. You must have loved having a little sip on that while you were sort of elbow deep in grease yesterday.
Absolutely essential. It's an essential part of any toolkit.
Right. Well, good luck. They need that in a marketing campaign. Well, just one more thing before you go then, because I know you're busy. This has come in from Mike and Karen. It is the Pepino melon. Yeah. Karen would like to know, can you grow or buy these here in Portugal? Is that possible?
I've not seen those here, but I don't see why you couldn't grow it.
Right, okay.
Just make sure if you're doing melons or anything like that, when squashes, you have to keep melons and squashes apart from each other if you intend to keep the seed or anything. And so,
why is that?
Cross-pollination.
They're all from the same family, and you can end up with cross-pollination. And the thing is, not all of the cross-pollinations are edible.
Oh, okay. I think that's happened to us, and you end up with weird, sort of not very good produce.
Yeah, normally if you're going to eat everything, I don't think it matters so much because the pollination part comes for the seed the following year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but it's only if you're going to collect the seed, and so if you manage to get a few and you think, I'd like to grow that in the future, just be aware you need to pop them somewhere by themselves. So they.
Good to know. All right, we'll come to you in a moment, Matty. Before you go, Jazz, look, this is a beautiful dish. I've forgotten what it's actually called here, but Marcus sent this in this morning. Oh, here we go. Whoa. This is eggplants made in here, aubergines or aubergines, as apparently they're called. Doug tells us in
Berinjela.
Your berinjelas are in this. Your Quinta Essential produce.
Oh, brilliant!
Is in that. And
looks delicious.
Doesn't it look great? And also what comes out of that fantastic kitchen is their lovely, that's a focaccia, I think.
Focaccia, yeah.
Maybe some of your olives in there. And look at that. That is a legendary.
Oh, is that Greg?
Homemade. That is Bill and Marcus, who've been to.
Oh, Bill and Marcus. Okay, brilliant.
And they're producing food like that. Isn't that lovely to see that from sort of field? From the field you're standing in now to that table, that plate is a lovely thing to be able to share on the Good Morning Podcast. Yeah. So thank you to all of you.
Good on him.
Jazz, good luck with that, and good luck with Bella there. And we give her a little hug from us, and we hope
I will do
for you. All right, mate.
All right, ciao.
Ciao. Matty, how are you between the two waters there? What's going on? Update from you, please.
Where should I start?
Oh my goodness. It's going to be a long one, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, it's unfortunately not a lot going on the farm. But I don't know if you know, but I started to work online 1st of July.
Yes,
And
belly of the beast.
the company filed for bankruptcy on 21st of October.
Right.
So
Is that the effect you have when you start work somewhere?
Usually not.
Okay, good to hear that.
So the last couple of weeks were really stressful in a way that my financial future was, let's say, uncertain.
Oh dear.
And on the finish line, the company was able to sell a part of the business that I was actually working for to another company. And I'm still in the process of signing contracts and reading legal papers and stuff like that. And I should have started work yesterday, but the hardware still haven't arrived. So I'm not sure if this deal will go through. I hope so, because financial stability. But if it's not, the upside is I will have 40 more hours a week I can spend on my farm. So either way,
very good. You're making lemonade.
Either way, I'm okay. And if you look around here now, I believe this is what the Portuguese call dragon breath. Okay. It's a little bit foggy this morning. It's already lifting up because this morning I couldn't see my olive trees from my front door.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I thought dragon breath was the name given to the old guy who sits in the Portuguese cafe after he's been drinking the aguardente all day. But okay, so that's a weather description as well.
That's probably rather thinking.
Lee, before you go, sorry, Matty, Lee, they have a new coach at Man United, Senor Amorim, and they're all calling him Amorim, aren't they? Can you give him the correct?
How would I know?
Oh, okay, all right. Thanks for your help.
You know, I know nothing about football. I know nothing about the Portuguese language.
Have a great day. Thanks for being here, Ciao, mate. Have a good one.
That's all right.
Okay. Well, that went well.
Lee doesn't care about soccer or football. You know that.
Portuguese language.
Yeah, for that matter.
we still need help though, because over at Man United, it's like, we got Amorim coming over. It's not Amorim, and it's not Sporting Lisbon, as I found out recently. Sporting Portugal. If you call it, there's two things they need to know: how to say Amorim and how to say Sporting Portugal, not Sporting Lisbon. And it would be nice to have one more third tip for Man United fans as well. But we need that from a Portuguese authority. Matty, back to your beautiful land there, the Quinta Entre Águas. So there's been a bit of a setback on the work front by the sound of it. But, either way, it's going to work for you. But you're going to make it work.
Oh, I have to. I mean, what other choice you have?
Right, exactly. Yes, you are a stoic pragmatist, and we love that about you, and you've come this far. What other updates have you got in terms of your infrastructure and how the Quinta is shaping up?
Well, I'm still waiting of gates and posts for the gates for building a fence from Spain. They were really fast delivering the things they had in store, but now and that was in October, I think.
Right.
It was even August. I don't remember, but it's been a while.
Yes.
And they had to order the missing two door. No, the one door is missing, or one gate is missing, and 4 posts. They had to order that from their supplier, and it has arrived in the meantime. But they don't have a truck going my direction yet.
Oh,
so I'm still waiting for that. And my Ford car has a little problem with the front tire.
Fourth car? Your fourth?
No, my Ford. That one.
Oh, okay, your Ford. Sorry, I thought you had 4 cars for a minute. Okay, yeah, your van.
Yeah, my van has. I think it's a leaking tire. So I need to fix that before I can take it to Spain to get my stuff, because I don't have the luxury to be able to wait another month for them to deliver. Because the fence should have been up by now, because next weekend I am planning to pick up my puppies.
Okay. You chuck that into the conversation quite casually. You're picking up your puppies, and you need fencing. How many puppies exactly are you going to be getting?
Only 2.
Only 2. Okay. So, this is a big deal, isn't it, for you? The family is growing there, and that you'll have your hands full with a couple of puppies as well. Who doesn't like that
Yeah,
first thing in the morning?
yeah. Which is another reason why I wouldn't be too angry or mad if that work deal doesn't go through, because then I can also focus on raising and educating the puppies the way I
Yes.
want.
Yeah, because I think you're quite hands-on with that, aren't you? You're quite stern and strict with your puppies, aren't you?
Yeah, with all my dogs.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be an interesting
Which
process.
you notice when you see me walking with them, because they listen actually to what I say.
Yes. Yeah. That's not always the case, is it, with dogs and dog owners?
It's not often the case with dog owners. You're correct.
Right. Okay. Sometimes it's the other way around, isn't it? With
No,
dogs. Right.
no.
Not for you though. And I take it you too.
It's never the dog's fault. It's always the dog owner.
Yeah, a bit like parenting, isn't it? Right. So, are they German shepherds? A couple of German shepherd puppies.
No, they're going to be Sierra de Estrella.
Of course they are. And so that's a new thing for you then, raising a Portuguese dog.
Yep.
Wowzers. Okay, how exciting. All right.
I get them from a very famous breeder in Portugal, not too far away.
Yeah.
The breeder is located in Manteigas, which
Fantastic.
is just about an hour and 10 minutes drive from my Quinta.
Yes.
And I wanted only one, actually, one female.
However,
Yeah, when I went there to see the puppies when they were like 2 weeks old, the breeder Suzette, she told me, well, this one is too little. I cannot sell this one, so this one is free. I said, okay, I take it.
that's a good deal. This one is free. Okay, right. Well, this is going to be lovely. So we'll get to meet them next time we see them. We'll see them growing up, and grow up they do very, very visually and very obviously. These guys are going to be huge, aren't they? They're going to be like hip height. You're going to look amazing strolling around your land with a Serra de Estrella puppy on either side of you, and your other German Shepherd, right?
No, that's the last one I have.
Oh, okay. Because unfortunately, you're one of your. Was it your German Shepherd that passed away? Right. Okay. And the other one is a Rottie. Is that right? Who did you just point to?
He is a mix between Rottweiler and German Shepherd.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Dogs must shiver.
Oh,
the German accent helps apparently with dog training. Did you know that?
I can imagine. Well, you know, I've never had trouble educating my dogs, so it must be my accent, right?
Something to do with that. So, well, we're looking forward to meeting them. Are you going to give them names when you get to know their characters, or have you already decided that?
I already decided on the names.
All right. And are you able to tell us? Go on. So who
are we
going to see? Yes, I do. Well, sometimes people are very protective about that. You say, no, I can't show a picture of my dog or give its name because it might get stolen. But I don't really fancy their chances if they rock up to your place trying to steal your dogs. It's not gonna end well, is it?
Talking about images. Let me I will send you a picture of one of them, of the smaller one, on my arm on WhatsApp. Well, the names. The bigger one we will call Nala.
Yeah.
From Lion King. Well, because
of
this
course.
One is Simba.
Right, Simba, Nala, and Moana. Ella. Very nice.
Little one.
All
so
right.
let me switch to my WhatsApp.
Okay, well, we're Pete's very sorry to hear that your lady dog passed away. She was a lovely dog, and it's always horrible when that happens. And of course, you can be looking forward to the new pups as well. So may she rest in peace, your lovely old dog there. Some of us met actually in your travels over the last couple of years. But yeah, onward and upward then with these 2 new pups.
A picture sent on your WhatsApp. Have a look.
Right, cheers, mate. Okay, I'm trying to
and
find
it. And of course, you can share it here.
Oh my goodness, what a cutie. So we've been talking about baby donkeys this morning, and now we've got a lovely Serra de Estrella pup as well. Let me just bring, which one's this?
That's the small one. That is Ella.
Free gift. Right. Okay. Let's bring Ella onto the screen now. Ella and Nala, did you say we're going to be having?
Yes,
Look,
this one is Ella.
so cute, and the puppy's lovely as well, Matty. That's what a little beauty. Looks very happy in Daddy's arms there. That's really
well. To be honest, Nala, when she was on my arm, she immediately put her head on my shoulder and was sniffing me.
Yeah.
And Ella was a little more distant, and it took a good 10 minutes before she, let's say, acclimatized and started sniffing and started to relax.
Really
so I have a feeling that Ella will be the one that is more alert and guarding, just like Simba.
Yes.
And Nala might be more the cuddly one.
The cuddly one, and they've all got to meet each other, of course, as well. So there'll be a pecking order, and it'll be very interesting to see that unfold.
Oh, the pecking order will be very easy. Simba will be above them for a while.
Yes, and you will be you'll be the alpha male of all three, of course, there, leader of the pack. Lovely news. Anything else to tell us about rural life, your small holding life, how it is on the Quinta for you? There's obviously a lot of drama. Never a dull moment, is there?
No. And I almost forgot. Sunday morning at 2 a.m., my fiber connection went down. So
why was that? Was that because of the International Space Station going over?
I wouldn't know, but I called my provider, Mayo, and told them about it. I did reboot my router twice and did all the steps I can, but to no avail. And then they said, "Oh, okay, yes, we see the router doesn't see the signal. Yeah, we have to send a technician." Okay, when? Oh, I can't access the agenda. You will get an SMS. I said, okay. So half a day later, I get an SMS that the technician will be coming as soon as Thursday morning between 8 and 12, which is really good news if you work online, right?
Yes, not.
Right. So they did actually add 30 gigabytes to my SIM cards, which is okay. And then I went on to Amazon and ordered a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot thing there where you can put a SIM card in and then you can connect it to my network, which should arrive today. And then I can get all my systems back online, hopefully. But yeah, that's stuff that happens. And
well, you're being urged. I'm sure Pete said this before. Get Starlink, Mayo, NOS, and Vodafone are pants. This is a British phrase for not very good. I hate space, Karen. Is that Elon? But Space Karen. I've heard Elon Musk called the first lady, but not Space Karen up until this morning. But it is a good product. Oh, look, Pete's gone right off Elon. Very interesting.
I actually did look into that what's it called? SpaceX? No, what?
SpaceLink, Starlink.
Starlink. Yes. And when I looked into it, it was like twice the price and half the speed I get from Mayo. So
yeah. When Mayo's working, it is very good. That's what I use. Yeah. And when I was away, go on, Matty. Sorry.
To be honest, this is the first time since I am a customer of Mayo that I don't have internet.
Yeah. I found them very good. When I went to Fundao a couple of weekends ago, I was in an Airbnb, and you always get to see you sometimes see the latest set-top box technology. I've got a really old-fashioned box, so to speak. That's not something I expected to be saying out loud. But I had an old bit of technology, and I was quite jealous of this new bit of kit that in the Airbnb, because it was just a very simple remote, like the Apple TV remote, and a very small set-top unit. And it had a Netflix button. It was very nice to use. So I went into my Mayo shop and said, "Look, can I get an upgrade? My thing is, was on the Arc." And they said, "Yeah, what you need to do is call the customer service and tell them it's slow and that you'd like an upgrade, and they'll sort it out." So I was thinking, that's great, fantastic. And I got the call like you did from the technical team. I think Matty's frozen now. And they said, "Well, we're looking now. and it's running at so and so speed, and you might need to change the cables, but we can't just change it because it's slow. It doesn't work like that. There are older ones on the market than yours, so I was a bit put out by that, expecting just to have a change to the new bit of kit, but no, I'll have to struggle along with a real first world problem there of a set top box that's now 3 or 4 years old. Matty, it's disgusting. But I'm sure you
survive.
I'll do my best, mate. Don't worry about me. I'll do my best.
By the way, I also sent you now a picture of Nala in the arms of the breeder on your WhatsApp.
Okay, I'm going to bring Nala onto the screen before we say goodbye to you this morning.
And when I first met them, when they were 2 weeks old, Ella was basically half the size of Nala.
Yeah,
but she's catching up now.
She is a little chunk of love, isn't she? What a beauty. So there you go. Matty's 2 new dogs. There's Ella and there's Nala right there. James seems to know a lot about your dogs. I think he might be a bit of a Celadustella puppy fan. So he'll be keeping an eye on the new...
I'm on my cell phone and I tried to join the chat, but somehow it didn't work. So I'm sorry.
Well, no worries. Matty, you don't need to get sheep. Unless you enjoy seeing an animal do its best to kill itself in the most gory way possible. Yeah, he's not a big fan of the sheep, is he? And
why would I get sheep? My neighbor has loads of them.
You just take one whenever you feel like it, right? How much is Starlink in Portugal? It's around £75 a month in UK, which I think is ridiculous. So it sounds like Jackie's not a fan. It's going to be cheaper here. Pete, have you got an answer for us on that? Right, we need to talk about Samuel L. Jackson and a certain thing that happened on an airplane coming into Ponta Delgado just recently that has been picked up on by some gumpers. Anything else to let us know about, Matty, before you go off this morning and find out if you've got a job or not?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Anything else to tell us before you go off and have your day in central Portugal?
No, it's just, I usually I say I take it day by day, but right now I take it hour by the hour.
Really, it's like that. Well, we send you love. It's always great and inspiring. It's easy for us to sit in our armchairs and watch you do all the hard work in rural Portugal, but it's lovely to find out what life is really like. Quinta life, basically. So all the best to you, mate. And I hope you get some moments of pure joy with it as well. You know, the sunrises, the sunsets, sitting there with your cold beer. It does happen as well, doesn't it?
The sun is somewhere there.
Yes, we just about saw it amid the dragon breath there. So all the best. Always great chatting to you, Matty. Lots of love to you. And the new additions.
Thanks.
And the old dog as well.
Well, yeah, he's not that old. He's only 6.
Okay, well, the junior there, he's gonna have his work cut out soon. Can you imagine being the only child, and then these 2 little pups come along?
Yeah, I reckon he will be quite busy, and they will probably interact a lot with him. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. You're gonna have to create him a little safe space, I think, possibly. If you're a sort of German Shepherd, Rottie Cross, you must think you're pretty special. And then along come these 2 little puppies who eventually put you in an eclipse or a sandwich between you, with you in the middle. It's going to be a very interesting little life for him from here on in. So lots of love to him as well. Matty, great stuff. Take care, mate. We'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
All the best to you, mate. Oh, wonderful. Love chatting with Matty. Entre something. Which preposition is it in the middle there? I'm forgetting that. Quinta Entre Águas. There is no preposition. There you go. Is how I follow what Matthias is up to. Thanks, James. And are you a dog lover as well? It sounds like you might be as well. You sound quite engaged with that story there. Got your message, by the way, James. No problem at all, mate. We shall see you next Monday. Coach Turner's still in Madeira, which is where I thought the hamster gate thing happened. We'll come back to that. Bom dia, Gumpers. E feliz terça. We're off to walk around Ponta de São Lourenço on the eastern tip of the island today. Who doesn't like? Picks will be incoming. Nice one. And your God scored tip of the day then, Ian. In the true spirit of growing old disgracefully, I made 3 food and drink related mistakes yesterday that hopefully you can learn from, as I certainly don't seem to. Whoops. Mistake number 1, we had a swim in the Lido, what do you say, yesterday morning, which was lovely, though sunbathing was interrupted by showers. Now, you want to be saying that because it's so hot you have to go and have a shower, but I think you were actually interrupted by rain showers there in between your sunbathing, getting your vitamin D. We then had a great lunch by the promenade, and all was good. I need some music in the background, don't I, for anecdotes like this. It is said that it's a good idea to have a gentle walk after eating. Yes, a little constitutional, I think it used to be known as. Our problem was we had to go back to our apartment, the equivalent of 15 flights of stairs above us. Not gentle at all. Mistake number 2. Red, white. Red, white. Oh, yeah, karaoke warning. February the 15th next year. The mistake. Excuse me, sorry, bursting into song there in a Neil Diamond and UB40 kind of way. I've got something stuck in my throat. So you went red, white, red. The mistake was not mixing the wine. I think volume possibly here, Coach Turner, but not taking water with it all before going to bed. Current status, a little fragile. Oh, mistake number 3. It was a fabulous meal last night at a restaurant that is literally just below our apartment balcony. I decided to finish it with the only dessert that I ever eat, the affogato. Yes, and you know what? I make up an affogato, whether I'm in McDonald's or in a fancy restaurant. You get an espresso, don't you? If they don't have an affogato, you can always just get a chunk of ice cream and an espresso and pour it on yourself. This, of course, involves a shot of coffee. Oh dear. So I woke up at 2:30 and went back to sleep around 4:30. Very frustrating. I'm sure, knowing you put that time to good use. You're probably doing a bit of stretching and exercising and thinking about a few things. I will try not to make the same mistakes today, but can't promise. Maybe you can do better. Very nice. Thank you for that update there. Morning to you, T-Duck, to Hugh, to Antonio and Gemini. Gemini's here with us this morning, and a weather report from London, I think. Jackie is here. Jackie definitely has a weather report. Let's take a look at that now, shall we? It's snowing in the UK. Rather you than me, and thank you very much for sending this.
Bon dia, Portugal. Gosh, bloody cold over here. Not quite like the 350 days of sunshine in Portugal. But this is the closest I'm going to get to gelato in Coimbra today anyway. Have a good one, folks.
Beautiful, Jackie. Thank you so much for that. That's absolutely wonderful. A serious message that's coming from Vitor Costa as well. We'll come back to that too before we leave you this morning. And the hamster thing as well. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. A number of gumpers who I think are quite excited about the idea of, was it 200 hamsters on an aeroplane? More to come on that. Please don't squeeze the Portuguese cheese. I'm going to. Now you've said that, I'm definitely going to do that, James, this morning. Mike's weather report. Bon dia from an overcast Miranda de Corvo. I think we're going to do more weather. We're more interested in the weather in the winter, and we've got 2 weather stations. If you have that weather station technology, is it something underground, weather underground possibly? But Phil Ruff used to give us a feed from his weather station. Lord Travancore has offered to do the same. So that's going to be good fun. I think we'll do a bit more on the weather, as well as your lovely personal first-person reports from your part of the country. João Ernesto do Norte was in with a Bon Dia Portugal some time ago as well. And Douglas, aubergines, yes, are called aubergines in Ireland. I'll check with Bobby next time I speak to him. And yes, look, bloody snowing in Wales it is. Look at all that golden yellow egg cream custard. What do you mean? Antonio Barbosa also here, bit of Tony time. Man in the Mino, good morning to you, Antonio, to you, Tony. That golden yellow egg cream custardy situation you're talking about there, I believe, is the Alcabasa event. Now, thank you very much for first bringing our attention to this, Pam. And you have followed up this morning with some pickies from the event there. Got to be one of the biggest in Europe, isn't it? One of the biggest confectionery gatherings. Confectionery, what would you call it? Confest or something like that. Confab. And look, here are some of the delights. That looks like some lovely British fruitcake right there, doesn't it? That got through, even if those 247 British cheeses didn't. We still haven't got to the bottom of that hard cheese story. Look, traditional costumes as well, and lots of lovely, I guess those would be accessories to go alongside your cakes and ingredients possibly there. Yeah, almonds, salty almonds, who doesn't like? And look at that. What a setting. What a setting for a cake gathering as well, confectionery gathering there. All the wonderful sweets of Portugal assembled, as well as that cheese hall in Viseur smelling pretty amazing. I'm sure this did as well. There was like top notes of diabetes in there over the weekend, and some fabulous looking cakes, pastries, breads. Thank you so much, Pam. They need to be made into a little video, don't they? I'll do that. I'll stitch them together, make a little short of those possibly. Excellent. Thank you very much. So that was what's the official title of that, Pam, if you're still with us? I'm struggling to give it its proper name here this morning. I just know it as the kind of the great big sweet exhibition in Alcobaça that happens every year. And they've got a chocolate one as well, which is not to be confused. 2 separate events, I think. Tapa de Mania from Squire of the Shires as well. Good morning to you. Lovely to see the Quinta Crew. I never know how many of them are going to be joining us on any given Quinta Crew morning. They all arrived at the same time this morning, and it was lovely to have a good chat with all of them. Good luck, Jazz, with your rear diff. We have the same weather as Lee right now. Yeah, a little bit overcast here on the Silver Coast. A lovely day yesterday. Met up with Andy Klein and had lunch with him. What a fabulous day to be in San Martino de Porto yesterday. Definitely a San Martino summer for us. And I was sweating in me turtleneck. I was yesterday. Wrong choice. I don't think turtlenecks are very well suited to this weather. You need layers, don't you, in Portugal? And stripping off your turtleneck, polo neck in a public place is not the most elegant look. We have snow. Yes, we've seen it, Jackie. Thank you very much for that video. And it's sticking here on the Grand Union Canal on the GUC. It's lush, proper stunning. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Always love getting your videos. 00351 913 590 303. We have rain here in parts of London. It's going to be an exciting day in London. You might have a little bit of a whiff of manure in the air as well. I think the farmers are rolling into Westminster, and they may have taken a leaf out of their French brothers' notebook of political protest, and they might be spraying a bit of manure. It might be doing a bit of muck spreading in the corridors of power, or close to them anyway, in London today. It rained all day. Big up the farmers. You got to look after the people who feed you. It's nonsense not to. It rained all day yesterday, all night, and raining right now. Sounds like it's raining possibly there, Gemini. Pete's got some limes, going back to limes and those lovely lime pictures and citrus pictures we saw. And yeah, if you want a lime tree from the great Helder Valent, drop me a line, I'll connect you with him. €35 for a 1 meter tree. They look very healthy as well, and they will have been permaculturally grown. We have a load of limes on our 2-year-old trees. Sounds like they fruit in the first year, which is fantastic, from Lee there. Quite smoggy today in Ponte Lima from the brush pile smoke fires that are coming up here in the autumn. That sounds so atmospheric, doesn't it? It is the season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, not just in the UK. Who was it? It was that A.E. Houseman who came up with that wonderful line. All over, it seems to be the case. Mellow season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, further augmented and enhanced by morning fog. I think it's done in anticipation of rains to come later. That's a good idea, isn't it? To put the so you can quench the fires as well if they get out of control. Good day to be burning stuff. Hi, Carl. That's not advice, by the way. Check with your local bomberos on that. Just sent you an article. Says Kat. Kat, you're so good for a news story. You really are. Keep them coming. Just sent you an article on Facebook about 132 hamsters who escaped on a TAP plane, forcing the plane to stay grounded in the Azores for 5 days, or the Azores, until all the hamsters were captured, which I don't think they have been. Insert inevitable Richard Gere hand luggage joke. My pet potted, you're so naughty, Pete. My pet potted lime tree usually took 1 season to start producing fruit after a significant move. New climate-ish. Okay, so they can, is that right? One season. So they have a little bit of a shock and then they start producing again. That's good to know. Thanks, James, for that. We're going to come back to the hamsters. We'll finish with the hamsters this morning. Bon dia, Pete. You can always use those limes in the local festas on the cocktail counter, of course. Bon dia, Portugal from Lila. Good to see you on the wine show last night, popping in as well. Pete, not a big fan of the caviar limes, but Pete, they're so beautiful, worth the trouble. Pronunciation here. Lime has different names in Portugal and Portuguese, Brazilian, Portuguese, European. It's Lima versus Limão. The regular lemon is called Limão versus the Limão de Sicilia. Of course, going back to Italian citrus right there. Lee, Antonio F is asking, is that restaurant Monte de Graciette? No good asking him that. It's just a restaurant with the great food near the go-kart track. Yes, just some 400 meters away from the racetrack. So there you go. If you're in Evra, you might want to consider that. An excellent recommendation from Lee. I called, Mr. S is here. Good morning to you, Mr. S. I called a Lima Limau, and the cashier called Lima right away. The yellow is Lima, and the green is, the yellow is Limau, and the green is a lime. Yeah, Lima. Well, that sounds right. I think we've got to the bottom of that. Thanks, Pam, for those lovely pictures. Fantastic. And you're in Coimbra. How lovely. Enjoy it. How's it going? You've got sunshine in Coimbra. All is well. That has been put right. Fantastic. Now, sex education this morning. We just are so helpful, aren't we? With friends like Doug, with this sex education tip here. It's knowing what bits go where. It so is. Good luck with that. Do not send pictures. 913-590-303 for pictures of other kinds. Does the Quinta have a YouTube channel? Yes, we've Quinta Entre Águas. Oh no, Quinta Esencial is what you're looking for, but why not follow them both? We'll follow Matty and follow Jazz as well. And the picture you saw was an eggplant involtini. Some nice Italian references. I am a big fan of the pasta queen. Are you following her? She's hilarious. She's like Gloria from Modern Family, isn't she? She's her Italian sister of Gloria. Eggplant involtini is what you're seeing there, made with aubergines berinjelas from Quinta Esencial. Excellent stuff. Thank you, Bill and Marcus, for those lovely pictures of food this morning. Thank you very much indeed. Right, they are great. So, Matty, don't give up on the fencing company. They usually wait until they have another delivery in the area. He's going to need those fences with the little pups, isn't he? Yes, sounds like a strong pack there with the Rottweiler and German Shepherd cross and the little Serra da Estrella pups as well. It's going to be great fun. It's going to be really lovely seeing them grow up as we get a monthly update from Matty. Thank you very much for all your comments. I'm scrolling through a bit more hastily now. Oh, Antonio F telling us, the chocolate festival is in Óbidos, not in Alcobaça. Good to know. And the official title is the Mostra Internacional, the international show of doces e licores conventuais. There you go, the conventual sweets and liqueurs, possibly. So is it booze? Yes, it is. It's booze and oh my goodness. I've missed it. I have to go next year, which is not the case with the cheese, the big cheese thing, because that's going to be traveling around the world. We're not going to see that in Portugal for probably a decade or more. We live in the Bridge of Limes, Ponte Lima. I am ashamed to say that had never occurred to me. Good heavens. And Matty, okay, lovely people, I have to go. Thanks for all the support and talk to you next time. Right, let's go quickly then as we finish the show, conclude the show today, to the story of more than 100 hamsters loose on a TAP plane. Take Another Plane. It was, TAP is the name of the airline. Take Another Plane is what some people said for quite a long time. I think they've shaken off that reputation, have they not? So the TAP plane is held in Ponta Delgada because more than 130 hamsters have been loose in the hold of, that could have been worse. They could have been running around up in the cabin, could they not? With cabin crew screaming, jumping onto the laps of passengers. Could have been a lot worse. Pretty bad, though. The Airbus A321neo has been held. You've probably looked at the instructions for one of those, haven't you? In the little pocket in front of you, next to the sick bags. Has been held at Ponta Delgada Airport in the Açores since then and is unable to return to Lisbon for safety reasons. See, these little critters, they'll be nibbling through the cables possibly, won't they? According to Portal Aviação TV, this Saturday, there are only 16 rodents left loose, but any one of those could be causing chaos. It was on Wednesday that, after having made the trip from Lisbon to Ponta Delgada, the baggage collection teams of the Airbus 321neo noticed that the carriers carrying the animals were damaged and that the rodents had escaped. The 132 hamsters were part of a package that was destined for a pet shop, and that also included ferrets and birds. It could have been a whole lot worse. Maintenance teams on the ground have been trying to recapture all the animals for 4 days, which prevented the aircraft from returning to Lisbon for safety reasons. Understandably. Can you imagine that? The pilot is flying from the Azores to Lisbon. He looks down at the panel, and from inside the cockpit dashboard is a little pair of whiskers looking back at him. Maintenance teams on the ground have been trying to recapture all the animals for 4 days, which prevented the aircraft from returning to Lisbon for safety reasons. On Saturday, 16 of these rodents were still loose inside the Airbus 321 and can be read on the Aviation TV post on Facebook. And there's one of the little fellas there. Hamsters on the way to a pet shop, presumably, or were they snake food? I don't know. It's 10 o'clock. I know one thing is for sure. There was a very happy customer on that flight who posted up a 5-star review on TAP. And there he is, Mr. Tiddles. Best in-flight service and food ever. So one happy customer, TAP, and you've got a nice little review there. So he'll be taking a plane again. Tapper. For you. Thank you for being here this morning. Good to see you. More tomorrow. Hit that like button, folks. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for Hump Day. Take care and bye for now.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, Gumpers.